So, welcome to our AIX podcast. Today we have Maria as our guest. I'm Nadine as your host. And hello, Maria. Today we want to have a little bit on insights from yourself. What brought you to artificial intelligence and what is your background? Maybe for start, give us an introduction. Who are you and what kind of topic have brought you to the artificial intelligence?
Yes, my name is Maria Petrochenkova, and I'm economist by background. I came from Moscow in Russia and have started my education there, and then I went to Germany to prolong my education. So I was working also in Germany for German companies for the next 15 years and global companies also all over the world in 130 countries as in procurement, and made all the steps in procurement from strategic buyer to head of procurement for different international companies. And at the end, I wanted always my job to run smoothly, even if I go on vacation or I'm not in the office. I didn't want to be heckled to the office. And that's why my eye was always on automation. How can I automate tasks and not only delegate, because there are also many tasks in the office, maybe you know, that from my point of view are not worth doing by people because they can be automated. And so I was driving automation, procurement in all the companies where I was working for. And at the end, of course, I came across AI. And since 5 years already, I'm working only in AI. I learned programming. I learned to do it by myself. I have done master in computer science, but I learned how to do it with hands-on and just to be able to program it by yourself. And it's not so difficult, so everybody can learn it. And that's why that was also the reason to make courses about that, procurement, and how can you use an AI in procurement.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think it's very important that the day-to-day task takes a lot of time, and I think automation will be a key. So as well, there you decided to be as well an expert on our platform and has well done some trainings regards to how to optimize procurement and how to utilize AI. Can you give us some insight about this one? What you have done, what kind of courses, what kind of expertise you provide to the audience?
So my courses that I at the moment offer on the platform are about how to program a chatbot for your negotiations with low-risk suppliers, because in every purchasing organization there are long tail of low-risk suppliers, C suppliers, that are not negotiated at all. The contracts, or they don't have really they are not really important, or they are important, but they are not negotiated. They are because procurement team usually doesn't have time for that, and it's quite expensive to negotiate if you have small spend with a supplier. That's the reason why they are just laying somewhere in the corner and nobody really touched them. And you can automate those negotiations, those contracts, also observation of those contracts, and it's not so difficult. With the tools that are available today, low programming tools or low code tools or no code tools that we have today, I think everybody can do this. And so my course just provides step-by-step instruction on how to do this. There are different approaches, and I just present at the moment only one of them. In the future, maybe I will be eager to present the others.
Okay, so you mean that now the suppliers which are not considered as the most ranked one, the most highest one, but very valuable still for the customers, so that they can automate them and bring them as well to an attention, so that as well their negotiation and price negotiations and supplier qualification will be executed. And this you bring across in the course. So how you did this, what AI is really doing for you?
The most notable example of such a chatbot that is used by the purchasing organization for negotiations with low-risk suppliers is probably Walmart. It is a very well-known story. You can read about it on the internet. And Walmart, they put the information about pricing, about what they want, into the chatbot and let the chatbot communicate with the suppliers. And it was preferred by 75% of the suppliers over the personal representative and human representative, because it gave those suppliers at the end a chance to be heard by Walmart, to make more business with Walmart. And it has really negotiated better conditions for Walmart in 60% of the, it was over 60% of the negotiations that it was trained on. And they are using it since 2.5 years already. So they make really 3% of their savings with that chatbot now. And I mean, 3% in retail, it's not bad.
Yeah, that sounds really like a good, huge benefit, and I think more people should utilize it. So what is your experiences? Why not more people using the technology like Walmart is doing it? So what do you think is the hurdle for people to come across artificial intelligence?
There are several challenges, to say the truth. Yeah, one of them, as you say, people have fears. They are not sure that they will manage to organize it in the right way, and that it will not cost even more time than to program this chatbot and to manage that chatbot than to negotiate on the old known way. And the other reason is also security and privacy. You need to be very careful when you program such chatbots. Please don't use popular solutions like ChatGPT and the others that are available for free to everyone. Yes, you can do it with that, but be careful, because the company information that you feed in such a chatbot will be available to everyone. It will be reused for training, and then everybody with a little bit understanding of prompt engineering can take this information out of the system. So really sensitive company information, I would suggest to use a chat, to use a solution that is approved by your organization.
How they can come over this hurdle? So what is artificial intelligence? How easy is it to use or to implement?
You need to rethink a little bit. You maybe need to rethink your way of working and the way that you achieve your tasks, the results, your results usually. So you need to think about it a little bit different. And once you understand what automation this through artificial intelligence can do for you and how it works, what's the main idea behind that, then you will see more and more tasks that you can do with the help of different AI tools.
Okay, so as far as I understood you, so the first thing is to really identify the task what you are annoyed of and try to find an automation. But when the people have now identified it, so how they get started now to implement the automation, what kind of tools, what kind of topics they should use to really automate some things in the area of procurement. It's just a topic like the chatbot. Is there more how they can come across and make their work more efficient?
So the easiest way for a purchaser who is usually doesn't have programming skills, but has usually good analytics skills, is maybe to start with generative AI like chatbots. And you can also use generative AI that is approved by your organization for preparation for real negotiations with high-risk suppliers, for example, with your A and B suppliers. When you are preparing for that, you can really save lots of time in this preparation. You don't need to gather information from different systems manually anymore. You don't need to observe your contracts to remember what we have discussed last time, and you don't need to do many steps that you are usually doing after the negotiation, because also this feedback on how good your goals were reached in the negotiations, also this feedback and also protocols and deriving of the next steps can be handed over to AI today.
Okay, so when the people have now watched your course and purchases on the platform, so what at the end will be the value, what they are able to do?
The first thing is they will be able to program a small chatbot that will automate their negotiations with low-risk suppliers. And the other thing is that they will be able to think about ideas and maybe also implement them. It depends on the organization, on how they can shorten time on preparation for suppliers and get maybe even good advice from AI on how to proceed that negotiation.
Okay, this sounds good. So therefore, I think a lot of people which are working in procurement should have a look on your course. But what is for you the fascinating topic? So how you think AI will continue to changing the procurement world?
As I'm focused on negotiations and on communication with suppliers, supplier relationships, and so on, because procurement is a big field. So there are many things where AI today already is used by many corporations, but my focus is on cooperation on negotiations or on communication with suppliers and so on. That's why where I see very interesting development at the moment is this feedback, this immediate feedback during negotiation from AI on how the negotiation is going and how good you are achieving your goals, and even advises on how you can, what can be your next step. And this instant feedback, it's a kind of, you can imagine it as Alexa that is hearing and that gives you a kind of lights in different colors that you already know how are you going, how is your negotiation is going. It's one of the implementations that I have seen already, and it's sentiment analysis. It is actually already widely used in call centers where people don't see each other. It's easy, yeah, because they don't see. When you use it in a live negotiation, you need to get feedback from the other side and allowance from the other side that you will be using such a system. Otherwise, it's not really a good idea to use it secretly. To say the truth, it will not work, because the other party, they will see that something is going on here. They will notice.
Yeah, it's true, because if you don't see the negotiation partner, it's tough to judge, and therefore you say they get immediate feedback, and then they can adapt their strategies in case how good they are performing.
Oh, yes. So it can give you immediate sentiment on how is the atmosphere in the room, for example, depending on the background and the cultural background, the age, and the voice of the other people who are you talking to. They can tell you or provide you how you might have been understood by them. So it prevents, for example, these cultural difficulties on misunderstandings and so on.
Okay, so on the one hand, it's a live feedback. On the other hand, it's as well utilizing later on training, because you can recap what you have said, you have analyzes and provided feedback. So, but this is a positive thing. I think there's a lot of people, they are afraid about data and so on. What happens with my information in the negotiation? So is there something what you can give it as an answer to the people why they should not be afraid of the technologies?
I think we don't need to be afraid of the technology, because actually the thing that we are interested in is not the future of AI, it's the future of our future with AI. And we are now in a lucky situation where it all starts, and we have the golden moment to start thinking about how we bring value in this situation, where also negotiation can be automated. Also information about the suppliers that in the past was really the expertise of the procurement people, and about the market and so on. It's really easy available today. So analysis and information, we are living in a society for many years already, information society, so where information is not that much valuable. But with the start of AI, even analysis becomes less valuable, because now it can be also automated. So as a procurement person, how are you going to add value in this situation still? And people will be still needed in procurement also in the future, but the tasks will be different. And maybe it's the right moment to start today to think about it, how I would like my life and my job to see in 5 years, in 10 years. What would I actually like to do in my job? And maybe that's the starting point to stop fearing and to start exploring the AI.
Wow, this sounds amazing. So if I can ask you directly the question, what you would wish from artificial intelligence, in which direction it should move to make your life more simplified?
It's not an easy question. That's true, because I'm so much interested in this communication with AI also, and I'm not sure how to formulate it, because it's not so often that people ask me about it. But actually, I would like AI to be a kind of psychotherapeutic. Is it English word? I'm not sure.
Yeah, try to, yeah.
It's a kind of a friend. It's to be maybe more lively, and to give people this support, because
For sure. You mean that you're looking for that AI should be like a friend. You mean like a sparring partner which is directly next to you, you can interact and consult with, so that you have always someone with you. Is it this what you're saying?
yes, that it's less dependent on me at the moment. The solutions that I'm using, or at least maybe there are already other solutions, but the solutions that I came across so far, they are really dependent on me, dependent on my prompt, depending on. So I need to start this communication, to do something, and to keep it running. And I would like to have AI that is running by itself already, that is much more independent from me, and that has, you can say, its own opinion. Okay, I don't want AI to have about many things in my life to have opinion, but to be more self-guarded, I would say, not so much dependent on my prompts.
So you mentioned you want to wish that there is artificial intelligence more on an IS level, that there's as well some intelligence as well, that you don't need to guide them. What do you think how AI will be accepted within the procurement industry? Will the people use it? Will they, because I think AI will not disappear anymore, so they need to integrate it. But how far and how fast they will use this technology in your industry?
I think it will take some time. I think it will take the next 10 years. So the big corporations, they are already starting, they are already using it. So in this gap between small and bigger corporations, it will be widening in the next 10 years also. That's why I'm encouraging everyone to start using it already today, to make the first steps, even if those steps will not be at the end, not be the best decisions. This first experience will already help to make the next steps, to make the next decisions better, and to not to let this gap to the bigger corporations that negotiate today already better conditions for themselves, for their organizations, to widen that step, and to ensure that your company, your organization will be existing also tomorrow, because they will still be, for sure, have good conditions on the market, good purchasing conditions.
So a lot of people always asking, Nadine, when you do the podcast and you have the AI experts, can you please ask them that they give a real life example how AI have improved their life? They're really like a real practice example. So giving Maria as a little bit an insight where AI have really helped you to save money, to save time, to do something amazing for you. Would you say this was really my breakthrough and therefore I like AI that much?
Yes, the everyday example, I would say, is doing presentations, preparing presentations, and preparing small video shots that represent the idea that I would like to explain to the supplier. Because those videos, they help me. It's really 2 minutes videos. They are made completely automatically. I just write the script. I just describe with words what I want there, and then maybe if I have special pictures, I also can upload it, and then it's completely done by AI already. And with such 1.5 minute or 2 minute video that is better prepared mostly than what I can live explain to the supplier at the moment of the negotiation, so that we just look at that video and the supplier knows already about, for example, what is my application about, where I would like to discuss with him technically, for example, if I don't have a technical person on my side. That's one thing, and that's really what I love, because it's so quickly and so easy to do, and you are prepared. You don't need to think about all the technical details, and if you can describe and explain it correctly, because you have prepared it well in advance, and you have the same information for all suppliers, you don't need to repeat it all the time. And then you have already the same basis that you can discuss then later with the supplier. The other thing that I really love is automating presentations, so that my time, I'm saving lots of time because I don't need to rework my presentations for particular suppliers. It's everything done by AI, and that's the idea for the third course that I would like to offer on the platform, because I think it's really practical. It's really something that everybody can use today already.
Wow, it really looks like that you're using AI really in your day-to-day life, that you come across a lot of use cases for yourself to improve it. So when we approached you for the platform AIX, that you could be part of this ecosystem, what was your first thought about this idea, what we had?
So my first thought was, wow, there will be lots of interesting courses, and I would like to look what the others are doing with AI already, because of course it's interesting. And now I really enjoy scrolling and looking at the videos that are now already available. And I'm really thankful that I have this chance to see what the others do, how they do that, and to gather all these tips. Even though there are lots of courses online today, but my problem, for example, is some of them are too much technical. So for me, even I have my master in computer science, I'm not the programmer by heart. I haven't done it my life long. Yeah, I'm a procurement person still. Yeah, even I have done lots of analytics, of course, and automation in business intelligence and so on. Still, there are people who program much better than me, and I prefer to let them also do that. But still, it's interesting. And what I also like on the course is that they are quite short, so I don't need to plan it for the next week, that every day I will be working 2 hours to go through the course. But I can really, if I have in the evening some time and I sit down and look through the course and I have already an idea, and then it starts working, and then next day I can already implement it, what I have learned. That's what I like about the platform. I think you should keep that format with quite short courses.
Yeah, thank you. It looks like, because you are AI expert by yourself, but you say AI is for me a long life learning, because you're saying I'm always curious as well to see what others are doing. So this it's interesting takeaway from you. So you say you're always keen to learn and learn more new things. So therefore our platform is the right place to go and to have a look on finding new ideas, new courses, new use cases.
And maybe it's also a very important point that you are saying now, because it's not only lifelong learning. It's also you need from the very beginning, from your first start with AI, from your first touch with AI, to understand that everything that you are learning now will be maybe much less valuable in just 1 year. You will have to learn new tools, you will have to learn new procedures and new ways to do things every year. Because AI is developing, and it will be still keep developing in this path that as now with this velocity, and it will, I hope it will keep developing. And that means that also the skills will develop. You will need other skills in already 1-2 years and so on, and you will have to learn to keep learning. But the skills that you learn today, it will be with every course, it will be, the next one will be easier, to say the truth, because you are already thinking in that way, in that path. And that's maybe important. That's why it's important to start today, not to wait till the technology has settled and we know what to do, because it will not settle.
Okay, yeah, so thank you for this insight.
Wait for that.
So Maria, thank you for the insights. Now I want to last question for today. What is your perspective? What will change in AI? How will be the future of AI? How it will change the world? And what would be the next big thing in artificial intelligence?
I think it's not so much important how the AI will be developing. It's much more important what we are going to do out of that, and how it will what importance it will have in our life and how it will change our life. And we should not only start thinking about it, but also start implementing it and trying different ways, different scenarios in our own life, and looking on how it feels for us. Because even every time you do anything and it changed also you. So the next attempt, even if the last attempt was not so successful, you didn't like it or for some reason or anything, and you say, no, it was not so successful, you have already changed. So the next attempt that you will do with AI will be different, and you will be different in that try. And you will be confronted by that. And you can imagine it like as a river. And as a river, water finds its ways through a tail, for example. This way, the similar way, AI, in my eyes and my understanding, will find its way through our society, through our institutions, through our organizations, and different different areas of our life, how we make friendships, how we keep our friendships alive, how we consume, for example, consume cultural events also. It will change it all, and it's interesting to think about how do we want it actually to be in the future. And then it will help us to form the AI also, and not only be formed by AI, but we will be formed by AI, it's for sure. And the question is if we want also to make our side and our part and to be involved, or we just let it do with us anything.
Well, yeah, thank you for this great perspective. You're saying actually use it, start using artificial intelligence, make up your mind how you want to drive it, how we can utilize it, how we can change the world with utilizing AI and making our life more easier, and not just waiting that AI is driving new technologies. Yeah, thank you for this insight. And I think this is the end of the podcast for today, but I think we might see you soon on another series to see as well some new insights of new courses from you. We would love to hear more and more from you, and to see how you bring the change into procurement, into negotiations, and makes the life easier for the people working in the procurement field. So thank you for being our guest today, and looking forward to hear more from you.
Thank you very much.
See you. Bye-bye.